Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Thanking from NF and his album The Search. I'm musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what's going on with this song. All right, Thanking is the calm, penultimate track off of The Search, where NF reflects on life and his journey to success. Common themes of the album are raised for a final time, such as negative thinking and change, which he dedicated a song to. Over soft vocals and a catchy drum beat, NF raps about the lessons he has learned along with sacrifices. All right, let's get up and into it. Verse 1. Yeah, growing up, know a lot, but I don't know enough. What you doing here? Why you even showing up? Showing up for trying to show me love. Why you look confused like you don't really know what's up? Why you always trying to judge? I know who you are. Why you trying to front? I am not the man I was. I made me a promise. I just hope you keep it. I don't like to get involved with things I don't believe in. I don't like to hang with people I don't trust to speak with. If you tell me that you mean it, then I hope you mean it. You feel like I don't deserve you when I hurt your feelings. I'm vulnerable. You got the keys to open all my secrets. You've always been there when I'm low to help pick up the pieces. I know I act like I don't need you yet, but lately I've been thinking. Again, I'm curious, is this a conversation with himself? Like, what are you doing here? Why are you even showing up? Because obviously it's not, I don't know, man. Is it a conversation with hope? But then hurting your feelings, not that it can't be personified, but is he talking about Bridget? You got the keys to open all my secrets. And you've been there when I'm low to help pick up the pieces. I know I act like I don't need you yet, but lately I've been thinking. Let's see if this helps. NF has openly spoken about depression, him overthinking a lot. This is a topic that is most common in a lot of his songs. It's something a lot of people relate to, which makes his fans feel more connected to him. Let's see. We'll come back to verse 2 in a second. Let's see what others said down in the comments. Okay, nobody has anything further to say. So let's just keep moving, then we'll see what we can figure out. Yeah, I wish that I was optimistic, wish that I could trust my intuition. To most, negative thinking makes you a pessimist. But to me, negative thinking means I'm just realistic. I shared about this a little bit in the React because I am very much the optimist. My wife, which optimist sounds so much better than pessimist, but I think that pessimists or pessimism can be misunderstood. It can also, in either direction, the extremes can be like not helpful. And so pessimism, I think, gets a bad rap, but you need people in the room that can see past the fluff and can just speak to something very honestly. And I think a lot of people that have kind of a gift of discernment or stronger discernment as a person, which I think most often resides in women. I'm not saying it's always that way, but I think most often women have the ability sometimes to see through the BS. At least that's been my experience. And that's been a thing that I've always had to put myself in the place of giving my wife the freedom to see something very honestly and not because at first listen, it creates this little like, ugh, in me, because I'm very much, I can then play devil's advocate, which sometimes I do just for conversation's sake. Like, well, what if they were thinking this, or what if they meant this, or do you really think they, but I also have to be careful because it's kind of annoying. If somebody's just being honest and trying to call something as they see it, and every single time you feel the need to fix them, that's the struggle for optimists, that we can't come across like, well, I'm trying to fix you, or the way you're thinking about it is wrong, just because you tend to, or I tend to think about something different. I'm like, well, you can't really make that judgment about that person. They're like, well, no, I pretty much can, because I know it's true. And sometimes that's right, and sometimes it's not. But I think that's the biggest thing, is like, my challenge is to be like, she's not broken. There's nothing wrong with her in feeling that way, even though it can like make me a little uncomfortable just because that's not my personality. So if you're an optimist out there, I think the challenge is always not trying to fix the other person just because you think they're wrong. This says Nate had a very rough upbringing as a child. Due to this, he had to come to think that he should always expect the worst. Nate is saying that thinking negatively is just thinking realistically. He's expressed this view in interviews before. That's how I feel. Ain't that a twisted view? Claim that I don't care what people think, but is that really true? Those the type of questions I struggle with. That's the type of thing to keep me up at night. Wondering. I wonder if the pressure I've been under is too much on my shoulders. Who's going to care when all this fades? I turn gray and get older. Yeah, that's the type of thing that I don't want to answer. But just because I don't want to do it, don't mean I don't have to. Right. That's the thing, is like, there's something in us that sometimes wants to avoid those questions or avoid facing those realities, but that doesn't mean they go away. And so sometimes it's just better to bite the bullet and lean in and ask the questions that we don't necessarily want to face. See, these are lessons that you learn in life. We only get one of them. Hope I'm learning right. I know that everything comes with a price. Yeah, everything comes with a price. Y'all got no clue what I have sacrificed. And lately, I've been thinking. Well, thinking can be a dangerous thing, in the good way and in the bad way. Man, will you guys let me know what your thoughts are, especially on that first verse? You know, is it this internal conversation with himself? Is he talking to Hope? Is he mentioning a few different people, that possibly people that are close to him, possibly fans? And we'll have a conversation in the comments. Thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.